We'll understand what is agents and what is multi-agents. So we know large language models and where we will provide the input in a text and based on its training knowledge it will generate the output by predicting the next token and provide the output or generates the output and provide you in a text format. Now after this we saw RAG where we will take the external sources or internal document, then we chunk it, then we will convert it into embeddings and retrieve it, and then we provide it as a context along with the prompt, and then we will give it to the input, and then it generates the output based on the context and prompt you have provided. That is called retrieval augmented generation. Then we have understood graph rag. Graph rag is in a document or something. It is like a hierarchical approach you can consider. So it will go to each node and sub node of it and go to its children node, parent node and understand the document subsections and page IDs. Based on that it will retrieve and again augment with the context and provide as an input, and based on that it will provide the output. After that we have understood knowledge augmented generation called CAG, and what it will do from the document it will create the entities, and based on the entities it will create the relationship between them, and then it creates a separate knowledge database, and from this it will retrieve and augment with the context and a prompt with the input, and it will provide the output. On top of this we understood SAG, what it will do if there is like example 1,000 people are using your application and it has already information of $650, but if they are asking the same question that is stored in cache memory, when traffic is more it will store in cache memory, and if the all questions are similar it will directly take it from that cache memory and provide the outputs. Now consider the same LLM. Same LLM has a superpower which will think and perceive the environment and take the decision, and then it will act. So then this LLM itself we can make it as a agent. So what agent do? It will think, decide and act. With one example we can see it. So how does agent works? What agents, when you ask a query to a agent, first it will think. What it will think? First it will perceive the environment. What is perceiving environment means? It will understand how many tool it has, what is the user question, based on that which it has to think first. What is the user question and how many tools I have. That is perceive environment. Then what it will do? It will choose the tool, then based on the tool output it will act and provide the output to a agent. So consider one example, web agent. In web agent what might be the tools? Consider there are three tools. One is web search. What web search will do? It will get the website URLs and then parse URL. What it will do? It will if you provide a URL, what it will do? It will go inside that and get the web content out of it. Then there is another tool called deep web search. So now how this web agent works? Example, if you had given a query, I have this URL, could you please explain what it has? So now it will think. So I have three tools. So which I have to use? Now what it will do? First it thinks, perceive what all the tools are there. What it will do? It will go to this tool, parse URL, because already URLs are there. So it will go to that URL, get the page content and then provide the output to the web agent. So what it does? It think, choose tool, take action and provide the output. If you just ask, could you explain me in deep about like how LLM works? So what it will do, it will perceive environment. First, it will go to the web search and get all the things, and then get the content and understand in a deep with the tool, and it will provide the output. So with this, we have created a agent with the same LLM. So now you got the difference between a LLM and a agent. LLM, what it will do, it will give the input as a text and output as a text. But this LLM has a capability to think, choose tool, and act. That is called agent. Now then, what is multi-agents? So you have only a web agent, but what if you have a different agents, research agent, web agent, compute agent, and medical agent? Even in research agent, there will be three tools. One is having the ARXCV research paper, one is IEEE papers, and in web agent, as I mentioned, there are three tools. In compute agent, you will have multiple tools to compute. In that example, you have a Python execution. And medical agent here, if you consider, you can take the RAG, same RAG example, okay? So what it will do, it will retrieve the information from the document and about the pain medicine, and it will provide. So all these agents are there, no? How do you coordinate and communicate between the agents? So agents are capable of doing what? Think, decide, and act. Such agents, how do you connect them to get your entire agentic system? So that is called multi-agent. Like see, the name suggests the agents to making together as a multi-agent. In that again, there are so many frameworks there. How can you make it as a multi-agent from the agents? This is a one example where it is a supervisor. It will route to each agents, and then it will get the answer. So with one example I will explain. Let us consider you have asked one research paper regarding attention all you need. So what it will do, it will go to research agent from ARXV. It will get it the content output. In that content example, there is a external website is there. So what it will do, it will again route to web agent. What web agent do, it will take its URL and get the content out of it, and then again consider there is one Python code. What it will do, it will go to this compute agent, and then it will compile that Python code and then provide the output. So this is how multi-agentic system works. This is one of the framework I am explaining in the multi-agent, where it is called hub to spoke, means supervisor will route to agents and give the output. So now we understood what is LLM, RAG, graph RAG, CAG, SAG, and agent multi-agentic system. Now what we will do, we will build this particular multi-agentic system with a Google Colab and with no paid API keys. We will build this and understand how it works.